Cancer, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me. Cancer. What's going on for Cancer, please? Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. Excuse me. What's going on? Show me. Cancer. Very good. The hearts of the reading: judgment, crossing, death. A lot of spiritual implication right there alone. Covering, Three of Wands, sense of waiting. In the past, Six of Cups, soul bond, precious connection. Exiting, Nine of Wands, sense of resistance, the fight. Page of Cups before you in future, opening up your heart space in some way, a little bit in the future, a little bit of vulnerability. Not quite sure, but we'll see. Okay. In your strengths, Ace of Wands, that sense of being inspired, feeling hopeful, feeling passionate, sense of direction, new, renewed. We'll see. Okay. Environment, King of Pentacles, you pride yourself on practicality, right? Experience. Ten of Cups, hopes and fears. Now that's interesting. Hopes and fears. Why do we hope for a Ten of Cups? Why do we fear it? We'll get there. Outcome is the Star. Desires, dreams, hopes, but in a very large scale. Far-reaching consequences, that kind of thing. Kind of a big deal. Now, you're actually showing me quite a few of big deal elements here today. You opened up with two whoppers right there. So, judgment being crossed by death. Is something over? Is it being transformed? What's the lesson in all this? Is this a preview? Or is this post? What are we learning here? Lessons, heeding the call, knowing when the timing is right, divine timing, if you will. Death is crossing this. A lesson here. Is something done? Is it being transformed? We don't quite know. Death is uncertain in this position. What's crowning you? Three of Wands, a sense of waiting. You know my thoughts on that, but we'll clarify, because I'm going to give you the lecture yet. It's too early. But some of you already know. You're like, I know. But, yeah, in the Six of Cups, soul bond, like I said, exiting a sense of resistance. So that's good. Blockage, resistance, we'll clarify. Page of Cups, as we said. And your immediate future looks good, may it be. Okay. That Ten of Cups, though, in the hopes and fears, no, that's terribly curious. Okay, that's terribly curious. We'll get there. We're going to start right on over here with judgment. I may not clarify all of these, as some will speak for themselves as we go along. Let's see, judgment. Show me judgment. Cancer's like, this is my time to shine. It is, actually. It is your time. You know, we're going to get out the big guns today. We're going to do some judgment. We're going to do some death. We're going to do some star work. I got to pick from the buffet today. So, not me, you. We're going to pick from the buffet today. Let's see, judgment. Show me judgment. Show me judgment. That's right. I like a little complexity. What's up? Queen of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Oh, we're stressed. We missed a call. We weren't listening to ourselves. And the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, they get such a bad rap, and I hate that. First and foremost, they're information gatherers. Okay, so this is where we get that logical sense of self, the analytical sense of self, and then knowing what we know, acting on it. And so now we're looking at something in a past reflection about lessons. Did I miss a cup? Was I wrong about love or new love or renewed love? Some kind of love is in there. And it represents the fullness of heart. Did I make a good call? Did I miss that cup? Did they miss a cup? Somebody missed a cup. We can't get out of our head about it in present day. It's kind of a ruminating thought. I don't know how loud it is, but it doesn't seem to be productive because the Queen of Swords still doesn't know what to do with it. So the Nine of Swords can get so loud because there's no new information. It's just the same thoughts that are repetitious, anxiety-inducing, stress-inducing, but there's no new information there. And the more we ruminate on it, the louder those Nine of Swords get. that nothing's clear. Do you want to work through this? With the Queen of Swords? Absolutely. Have you made a lot of progress? You're trying. You're trying. Okay? You're trying. And I think you will. I want you to consult a little bit more with your feelings as opposed to your mind. And you're like, that's the subject matter. It's also a process. So the Ace of Cups here isn't just the subject matter. It's also a process that you can use. Listen more to your emotions as opposed to what your mind is saying, you know? And that should help you kind of figure out and disentangle those Nine of Swords. Okay. It gets to that point sometimes where you can't distinguish one thought from the other, one stress from the other, one anxiety from the other. They all kind of blend and merge. So we want to unblend them a little bit. And what's going to help there is listening more to the feeling of the thing and the situation that you find yourself reflecting on in present day. Okay. I know the subject matter is about love. Did I miss the call? Did I not answer the call correctly? Something like that. Let's see, death here. But like I said, it's not just a feeling, guys. It's not just the subject matter. It's a process, too. That's what it is to be water-oriented. Okay. Let's see. Death is crossing here. Let's see, death crossing. Show me this. Show me death. Nine of Pentacles, Five of Cups. There's that loss again. There's that sense of loss again and regret. Emotional reminiscence too. Page of Swords, very little insight. But we look. Someone's looking. I'm not trying to point fingers or anything like that. Sometimes it just shows me a very small sense of this. I haven't learned much about it, or I don't know what to make of it. This is an energy that suggests, based on feelings of regret, loss, and remorse, sometimes we look outwards towards that very decision and try to observe possibly the Knight of Pentacles, the person here whom we feel we missed something with. Did we make a bad call? You know, so that's either you to them or they to you. I don't know. But death being in the challenge, it's kind of like saying, I don't know that it's over, but I don't know if it could ever begin either. Can it be transformed? What is it that you would like to transform? How you feel about the situation? The connection itself? Do you still want it to be in your life? What is it you're hoping will transform? Just the negative feeling still attached to it? Okay, to come to peace with it? Or do you still desire the connection to be reborn in some way? You haven't quite showed me yet what your goal is. I don't think you know either. And that's not an accusation. It's part of the judgment process and everything you're looking at. That's what I'm saying. Your thoughts get so loud sometimes. So I see the sense of regret and loss. I see how did I miss this calling, this love? Did they something? Is it fully over? Question mark, raised eyebrow, death, sideways. Could it be transformed? So what do you want to transform your feeling? So you don't feel negative about it anymore? Or do you still wish for the connection in some way? That's the only thing I really have for you at this time in order to help you clear up the thought. What do you want? Right? And is what you want achievable? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, then you go to the second choice, and that would be to transform your personal feeling towards this connection or whatever it was, to be a little more at peace with it. Because I just don't want you to keep feeling this, that's all. Let's keep on. Three of Wands crowned you. Let's see what's up with that. Okay. I don't mind it when people have realistic hope, and therefore, in some way, their spirit calls to them to wait and settle down and just watch, wait, and see. That, so long as we have reasonable hope. Okay. Or genuinely looking forward to things further out. That's realistic too. Okay. Let's say that Three of Wands. I just want it to be a real valid hope, that's all. King of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Sun. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. You do know this. You say you want to live in the sun adamantly and that you look forward to that. What does that mean? King of Pentacles, sense of security. I see that in you, in your environment, and then also hope for yourself. You say you want to blaze off into the sun in your chariot. Okay, so what direction does that take? At what time do you get to choose you and do this? Okay. What direction does that chariot head in? That's the thing about the chariot. Your power card. This way or that way. There is no in between. And that seems harsh, but if you're a developed Cancer, you know what I'm talking about. So all signs have an underdeveloped and developed version of themselves. That's what it is to kind of grow up in that particular sign. Okay? So a Cancer that leans into, again, not a knock, it's not a prejudice. All signs have pros and cons, developed and underdeveloped. No exception. I've yet to meet one, and I wouldn't want to. It's not going to be good either way. An underdeveloped Cancer will get emotionally bogged down in fragmentation, such as the Seven of Cups. Well, this cup's important to me, and this cup is important to me, and then it kind of diffuses everything you're experiencing, and then we don't pick a direction. Therefore, your power card is the Chariot, exclusively picking one and meaning it. So how would this Chariot, your card, you, what direction would you take? Wholeheartedly, without misgivings or fragmentation. And there's no crossover between A and B. You can't have both. One direction to be completely consolidated. There we have the black and the white. Left, right. 1, 2. A, B. Okay? It's you claiming either direction. King of Pentacles. You wish very much to claim a direction with full strength of conviction towards happiness. Cool. So again, my question to you is, what is that? What is your goal? And why do you feel you have to wait for that? Okay. This is beautiful. That's what I want for you. But you need to know what direction your chariot will take. Some of you might feel you're in a position of crossroads, spiritually and emotionally. Point is, you pick a path. I'm going to go ahead and see what all this kerfuffle is about with that Six of Cups in the past. I don't want to stay there too long. You already showed me the past orientation around the sadness of this connection. Okay. But I want to see, going back to my initial question to you, what do you want from it? To transform your ill feeling towards it and be at peace with it? Or do you want the connection in and of itself to transform and therefore still be in your life in some way? Okay. That's what I want to know. What's your goal here? Okay? What's your goal here? I was so firm with Scorpio and Pisces today because they gave me some very firm material to work with. So with yours, which is much softer, a little bit more delicate, I'm having to shift gears. It's so different, you know? That's what I'm saying. You don't read all the signs the same, nor should you. What you're seeing here should reflect it. All right, Eight of Swords. There it is again, the Seven of Cups, as we were talking about. Yeah. The Emperor. Oh, boy. So, 8, 9 of Swords. Yeah, the Six of Cups. This connection of the past. We got exactly what happened, babe. You see what happened? As I was telling you about the Chariot, your superpower, okay? When you're a consolidated, developed Cancer versus where you were coming from. Okay, unconsolidated and very confused. But the Emperor was here. When it came to this particular connection, which is unique, it's a unique exchange. It's hard to define, but that's what makes it unique. It's like an unspoken undercurrent between you two that is very much felt, but largely goes unappreciated. You know, it's easy to take a Six of Cups for granted because the connection to it's so easy. It's so flawless. You don't have to communicate. It just happens. It hits different. And the Emperor here says, I feel nothing and I know anything else otherwise. I'm certain I feel nothing. I stand by that. I stand by it. I stand by I'm pretty sure there's nothing to see here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing to feel here. But this is willful blindness. Again, not an accusation. Don't take it as one. Why you had that kind of connection, but we couldn't feel it at the time. Rather, we wouldn't allow ourselves to feel it at the time because you had mixed emotions on the subject, but they didn't get any clearer. Did you see that? Because the Emperor was doing the thing he does when he's not used very well. He'll be adamant about something and insist it's true when he doesn't actually know. So we had insistence upon confusion about our feelings. It's just too much. It's too overwhelming. It's a little bit of this. You know what? Let's call it mixed emotions. Chalk it up to that. And it doesn't go any deeper than that. You're not the only one with mixed emotions. Stones. Of course it's stones. Literally mixed emotions. Defenses is coming down. I'm glad to see that's exiting. Softening up of the energies. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now. It's on the exit, which is good. I like it when Nine of Wands comes down. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it has to pop up, as I was advising Pisces. But for you, I'm glad to see there's some sort of resistance here coming down, so that means it's less physical exhaustion, right? Now that it's not in our face anymore, whatever this is. Let's see that Page of Cups. All right, let's see that Page of Cups, please. So again, do you want to be at peace with what this connection represented and be at peace with the fact that it's now in past orientation? Or do you want to revive it in some way? Okay. I know, honey, these kind of things about feelings and couldn't see them or feel them at the time we wouldn't allow ourselves to. I know. You can take it to a deep place, which just further deepens the disconnectivity, the blindness, the fragmentation. I know. I know. Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. You know, this is contemplative. It's not action. It's contemplative. Page of Cups here twice. It's kind of like doing a reverse Uno with the Wheel of Fortune there. So by that I mean, it's kind of like saying, looking back on it, I wish I had been more available at the time. It's a very soft reflection. It's going to be private between you and you. It's not spoken out loud, I believe. If you share it with someone else, that's not what I'm saying today. I'm just saying it's something that you are going to feel at the emotional level first, as most things happen that way. Okay? At least for water signs. But yeah, that's reverse Uno. Looking back on it, I wish I had been more available. I wish I had opened up more. Okay? What you do with that reflection, I don't know. But it's not a loud feeling. It's not disastrous like the Tower. It's just a kind of very soft acknowledgement. All right? It's all right. You get through it. I think you're doing what I'm asking you to do is understand what you want from this. To either be at peace with it, okay, and let it stay in the past. As a missed note in history, let's say you have, your life is one long piece of sheet music. Okay, sorry. That came out really well. I just heard something in the background that completely distracted me, so that was funny. Let's say your life is one long history of sheet music. This is a note that we didn't hear. And we said we couldn't hear it. Sometimes there's a buzz, there's a static sound, but we didn't want to tune into it. We knew it was there. But now that we look back at that particular piece of music, we understand how the note missing is what's causing the off feeling. Could I have incorporated that note? Could I have really listened to it, enjoyed it, opened up towards that note? Because I kind of see or feel now how it might have enhanced my life had I been more open towards it. Okay. Some of you take a hugely identify with music. Hugely. It's like a big part of your personality. Big part. How you express yourself or how you tune into feelings? You tune into music. Don't quite know what it is, you would know best. You use music to access your feelings or also deny them. Okay, for some of you. Anyway, let's see how this crosses you over into the future. Ace of Wands being your strengths. That's beautiful. You do have a strong sense of hope, don't you? Hope is a fire element, therefore passion has a base to it as well. There's nothing wrong to be passionate about hope, you know? Let's see that Ace of Wands, please. Let's see that Ace of Wands. I know it feels like a missing note to your symphony, but I don't want it to take away from your symphony this far in your life, okay? That's why I want you to come to peace with this. So you can go back enjoying what is being written for you, and therefore what you're hearing, and that kind of thing. The Four of Wands, the World, the Ace of Wands, there it is. So the World is literally in that position that says either hope for this relationship and begin anew, or to scrap it. It is literally on a 50-50 division, okay? There are some times in your strengths you honestly feel you could revive this, okay? And there's honestly sometimes you feel like you need to close off this idea. Which one is which is up to you. Again, what do you want from this? To learn and heal and grow from these past experiences and how they still hurt? Or do you really want to try to revive this connection in some way? They both kind of sit in you. You're saying you still don't know. It's like you really want to try out the note that you never allowed yourself to hear. And see if that music enhances your life or not. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The proposition is here once but twice. You could either give your energy entirely, newly to something else altogether, or revisit that cycle. There seems to be a note of a relationship in here, or rather the hope for it in some way. Four of Wands, relationship energy, bare minimum, is constructed between two people. It doesn't necessarily have a definition or label such as marriage. It's how two people built into it. Okay. New, altogether, renew. Hope for other things, hope for other relationships, hope for this one. So I'm saying we need to get you consolidated. Okay. I want what you want for yourself. But I also feel like you're waiting on you to understand what that is. Because that's beautiful. So again, if your chariot could take off down the road, down the street, where do you find yourself? In your mind's eye. Or in your heart's reflection. Okay? At peace with this? Or outside their house? What are you looking for? Let's see that King of Pentacles, please. I can tell that your sense of practicality and priority is important to you. I understand. You know, being head of household or the reliable one, there's a lot of strings attached to that. But in many ways, it's fulfilling. It's a very fulfilling role. It's very active. It's very engaging. It's not passive at all. A lot is expected from the King and Queen of Pentacles. But so too is their own sense of self-worth and therefore self-regard. Let's see that King of Pentacles. What's going on there? The Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, Three of Wands. Speaking of the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, we're waiting. Are you waiting on your divine equal? Are you waiting on your... What are you waiting for, honey? Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, it's very feminine, very generous, very loving, very stable, beautiful qualities, maternal. Typically one or the other, but together that's a lot of household quality of femininity and productivity and love and generosity and things like that. High levels of stability as well, the strong sense of home and priority of loving the self and loving others fiercely, generously, determinedly, right? And the Three of Wands. That's like, what are you waiting on, honey? Right here too, in your environment, it's like you're waiting on the best. You're waiting on the best of the best of the best, sir. Best of the best of the best, ma'am. You want the best of the best. Someone who lisp is kicking in hard today. Your appreciation of not just the practicals, but protection, love, emotional stability, home stability. A real sense of can-do and care. In other words, you want the best. You seem to have a very strong idea of who that is. They have very strong characteristics. We're longing for this. We're hoping for this. I mean, I asked you, honey, what do you want? I think you know exactly what you want. At first, maybe, okay, emotional consolidation to help you kind of get over that missing note of the past. It's like, no, I look towards that as my future. Okay, let's see that Ten of Cups and the hopes and fears. Let's get into this, shall we? I was waiting to get to that one. Let's see that Ten of Cups, please. Let's see that Ten of Cups. Let's see that Ten of Cups. Let's see that Ten of Cups, please. Ten of Wands, Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands. We have a very strong idea of who our ideal person is, and that we would head off in that direction bold as brass. It's crowning you. That's not a guarantee. I see the desire and the want, but I also see the weight. Okay? And until you know what you want from this, I don't see you moving. Let's be clear about that. But what you want is beautiful once more. And they seem to show up very solidly in the 3D. Okay. So your hopes and fears here, Ten of Cups, it's kind of like saying, it seems like a lot, Christina. It seems like a lot. Ten of Wands, Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands. There's a part of you that feels like you wouldn't know how to fit into a dynamic like that, a family dynamic. The individual aside, you're saying the greater scheme of things with the Ten of Cups, you associate that with a great deal of work and burden. And you say it would be contrary to who you are as an individual. It would cross your own sense of goals. You fear that you will never fully have a place that's in a functioning of the Ten of Cups, that you will always be the odd Cancer out in a family dynamic, that it runs contrary to who you are. This, I was about to say, it's very maternal. Do they have kids? A large family dynamic is attached to them. You're saying you don't know how you could fit into that, and that for some reason it crosses you as an individual with the Nine of Cups, and Seven of Wands is like, I can't have that. Or you fear specifically that you can't have that be part of it, that it would be too hard. Now that's interesting. But you also hope for it simultaneously, so you kind of hope for a larger Ten of Cups. You're more worried about, is that correct for you? Because you've always been kind of adamant for some of you that that's not your jam. That's not your jam. I can't really help you with that. Okay? But you are right. You have to know that you want that Ten of Cups before you reach for it. Apparently it's attached to someone very important. It may not just be about kids. They could have dependents or, like I said, a very large circle. And you're like, I don't know if I can find my place. It's never been my thing. And it could be hard. Yeah, you're right. Those kind of dynamics are hard. But did it occur to you, because it is part of your hope too, that you might actually find that you like it, that you could indeed feel included? Because if you're going to enter something with that point of view that it's going to be hard, you will set yourself up for that particular frame of mind, and thus it will create in reality. You might take to it swimmingly. You know? Something to think about. Hopes and fears, like what I see crowning here, it's no guarantee. Especially because that waiting element is there. And with it, what looks like a very large prize of a person. I don't mean to reduce people into objects. No. It's just, you see them as being your personal equal. Your personal everything. But it seems to come attached with a great deal of proposed responsibility that you would find difficult. Okay. Let's do that star, please. Show me the star. Show me the star. Show me the star. Show me the star. Let's see. Chariot. There you are. 7 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Wands. I see you making some sort of movement into the goal. But you're finding it not easy. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. There's a pathway that already pre-exists with you. And you do say it's important to you with the star there. And while you're not happy about it, you're continuing on that pathway for now. Okay. Your ideal sense of Chariot, what you would actually like to do, you're saying, not now, or not right away. I'm still looking forward to that, possibly working my way through it, feasibility, hope. What you want in your environment is clear, but it seems to be dependent upon this idea of waiting. Okay. So what I'm seeing over here is happy to see your Chariot at first, but it's kind of bumbling along a known 7 of Pentacles here that is a constant source of frustration. It doesn't seem to be the pathway that you actually desire at the highest levels. It's something else that's pre-existing, and it causes you a lot of frustration because things don't change. Okay, but it's kind of like saying, well, I'm going to wholeheartedly choose this direction for now that doesn't change, and it actually frustrates me a great deal. It's something that you say is a pre-existing star. That means it meant a lot to you once upon a time. And that for now you're going to continue to move along in this direction. So I don't quite know what this is to you, but it does seem to be pre-existing, and it does seem to cause a lot of grief. It's not the easiest of pathways. So your Chariot's not moving smoothly in this direction, but nevertheless it's a direction. I just don't know what it is. Up until this point you haven't really showed me. You're pre-existing. It was a lot of contemplation about ideally what you would like to have in your life. Ideally, this is my person. Ideally, this is what I would drive towards. So again, I'm going to go back to the 6 of Cups. You looking at this, and you are, and I'm glad that you are. You poking it and prodding it the way that you have been. Is it because you want to kind of get over it, the disappointment of the past, and wishing we had been more open towards it? Or is it because you want to revive it? Where do you see your Chariot pointing? And I don't mean something that we've known and has limited appeal. That's almost like saying this is what I'm doing in the interim before I get this sorted. Cool, I understand that. But you still have that question to answer, and I'm only seeing so far out. Whatever your current 7 of Pentacles is, with what looks like, I'm going to put it out there, a fading star. What happens after that? Okay? What do you want from this? What do you want from yourself? I'm sorry, guys. Until you have more answers, I don't. I read your energy. Okay? You tell me what's up. And I can make no guarantees. That's what I'm saying. I think you would rather transform. That's been under question this whole time. Pluto, Scorpio energy, but transformation. I think we'd rather transform this situation. I do. But you have to discover that for yourself. Dazed and confused. Some of you, I know, I see the kind of swirl of your thoughts It still confuses you to this day. When you have that soft reflection up here coming up for you soon, I wish I had been more emotionally available to this. That's all right. That's going to help clear up some of the confusion. I promise. Because it's still emotional resolve. Even if it's not a mental one, it's a feeling of resolve as opposed to just a mental conflict. Okay? Financial loss. There is some sort of loss in here, regardless of the 3D attachment, you know, actual finances. There was a loss straight up, that Five of Pentacles energy, abandonment, breakage, something like that. And yeah, it could go back to money as well. I didn't see that here today, but that could be why you're back off in this direction, because your pathway suddenly got very bumpy in terms of finances and career, and it kept you from looking at this further. I don't know. That could be it too. A freedom, leap of faith, Uranus, opportunities. Okay? I know. I saw that over here. And destined. What is my destiny? Do I have that kind of freedom? Can I take that leap of faith? I had to explain your duality that I'm saying. A big part of you, sometimes we're not listening to ourselves, a big part of you would have hope for this, and you feel that you could. You honestly do. And there's other times you think it's just best left alone. So again, what do you want from this? You know? I don't tell you, you tell me. And the more you know, the more I know. So we'll tune in next week, see what's going on for you. I may not see a continuation of this. There's a good chance I won't, but just in case I do, it'd be nice to see some progress, at least at the spiritual level, about what you want and why. Regardless, I do hope it helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.